7883 Lima, contact Raleigh approach, 132.35. Good day.
13235, so long. How you doing?
All right. Welcome, guys. It is Thursday afternoon. That's a little loud. Thursday afternoon. It's July 28th. And it's about 4:50 in the afternoon here, so it's got some thunderstorms rolling through the area, which you'll not see depicted in the sim at current, but they're there. Just trust me. Trust you me. Got some more work to do in the airport today, and I want to first thank you all for coming to take a look here. For those of you who are going to be live on the stream, there's nobody in the chat just yet. We're just getting started, but for those who watch after the fact, thank you for coming and checking out my channel. I am Snare17, and we're going to be doing a little bit of scenery design work here today. We've already got plenty of videos, streams really, on the channel that you can check out. They're kind of lengthy, so you're going to pick up tidbits here and there. But there's been a whole lot of progress done on this airport. As you can see, we've got a lot of aprons down, pretty much all the taxiways except for this side of the airport, which is still a problem that I need to check. I need to fix. The simulator concierge is in the house today. Welcome to you, sir. Good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. So everybody who stops in today, I just want to remind, go ahead and, if you can, try to help us spread the word here and get more people interested in this really simple task, because making these airports is really not that hard, and that's kind of the word I'm trying to get out. So go ahead and help us get the word out here by hitting the like and subscribe button, smashing those like and subscribe buttons down below, and we got one like there, and go ahead and like I said, spread the word, tell your friends. Maybe if you need some help getting started and doing some of this yourself, just let me know, and I would be more than happy to help you guys out. So I'm in a spot right now here where I don't have the actual scenery package open, so I'm going to open that. It's open. Now I'm going to load it into the scenery editor, hoping that my colors stay the same. So far it looks good. It's always sort of a risk that I take, is hoping that all the apron and ramp colors transfer over, and it looks like they did perfectly this time. So yay for that. Okay, so the first thing, as I mentioned here in the title, is that we're going to take a look at the approach lights, something I've kind of avoided quite a bit, to be honest, up until this point.
5 Kilo Juliet, roger.
Yeah.
And Greensboro, that last
So,
call was from, I think, Romeo Delta.
We got Greensboro Approach live ATC on in the background. I was working some approach today, doing a bunch of training in the facility today, and I've actually got to go back tonight for the midnight shift. So if you want to fly into Greensboro Airport in real life sometime between the hours of 10:30 and, see, I'll be working until about 2:45 in the morning, you'll hear these sweet, soft tones on the airways. So please, I'm sure everybody's just going to go hop in a Cessna and come flying right over, right? It's actually Oshkosh is in progress right now, AirVenture. So a lot of people have been flying through the airspace on their way up there. It's been a pretty cool time. A lot of people in their experimental aircraft, their Vans RVs. If you're not familiar with what a Vans RV is, check that out. Go to, what is it? What is their website? Vans Aircraft. Is that right? VansAircraft.com. That's it, vansaircraft.com. You'll see some kit planes that you can put together your very self. If you have a few years worth of time and a little bit of money on the side, and it looks like a pretty cool project. It's something that I've actually tinkered with the idea of doing at some point, and I got a connection with somebody who's actually at AirVenture right now. Someone who is helping who has built an RV-14 here at Greensboro and is based out of here, and he's helping somebody here at Greensboro build an RV-10 right now, which is the kind that I really wanted to build. So I'm going to try to get hooked up with them and maybe see if I can help them out a little bit and try to get involved, see if that catch the bug, or if I say, you know what, this ain't really for me. That'll save me a whole lot of time and money in the end. But that's kind of a later down the road type of idea. Van's RV-14 is available in Microsoft Flight Simulator, in fact, and it's supposed to be a pretty good little airplane. Fun, you can do aerobatics in it and stuff like that. And it's also a cool little IFR platform, too, I think. It's a two-seater, so it's a little bit on the smaller side, but it's super high-powered. You can get that thing up to 200 knots, which is pretty cool for a little single-engine airplane. Anyway, I digress. I am rambling like crazy. We're going to try to do some work on approach lights. So approach lights are easy. This is a built-in object. So it's a default object that is in the sim already. You don't have to build it all on your own, which seems to be what I prefer these days. So we have the runway selected. You can see that because I've got the runway 5 right and the 23 left object selected. And I'm going to start on the 23 left side because this is an ALSAF 2 system. Now, Snare, where might we find information such as that? How do I know what type I'm losing my train of thought. How do I know what type of approach light system my airport has? So, I'm going to show you. Oh, amazing how that works. Let's see here. There we go. So this is SkyVector, skyvector.com. If you have never used SkyVector before, you are missing out, everybody, because SkyVector is amazing. So what you want to do, wow, I'm at a loss once again. What you want to do here is go to the airports link up here. Oh, you can't see that. There it is. Go to this airports button, and you get a page like this, which is where you can search for airports, and they can be anywhere in the world. It shows you all these different regions, which are mostly countries, and then I'm just going to type KGSO, and there it is. Piedmont Triad International Airport comes up. Lots of good information on this page that you can use for your entire airport project, not just for approach lights. But we're talking about when it was open, where it is, what center it's under, what flight service station it's under, what sectional chart you can find it on, things of that nature, all of the airport communications, frequencies. So if you're doing an airport that's not already in the sim, or you're upgrading one that doesn't have a whole lot of information, all your frequencies you're going to find right here. Tons of frequencies here, in fact. And it tells you the radials based off of the airport of what airspace you actually use these frequencies in. So that's helpful stuff. You got nearby nav aids, ASOS and their telephone number. You don't want to use that. There's the Winston-Salem Airport ASOS phone number. It's interestingly enough, if the Greensboro one is out of service, you're supposed to tune to the Winston weather. Then we start talking about a lot about runways. Here we go. Runway 5 right, 23 left. That's the one we're talking about now. 10,001 by 150 feet. 3,048 by 46 meters. Now, that's interesting that it says that. We go to configuration here, and we're going to see, wow, it's done these things like length and width. Length, it says, width, it says 45.822609. And remember, this is measuring simply based off of me stretching the, stretching the texture, the airport object in and out to match the lines on the already yes, A1 sauce, not the same thing. Stretching the lines to match the photo scenery underneath. So it rounds up to 46 meters. That's good. So 3,048 is our runway 3,048 meters. It says 3,048.375. So they got these measurements like exact. So good for them. Asphalt, grooved, in good condition. There's no way to put grooved asphalt in the sim, so we're just going to kind of say, hey, we got asphalt. We got the right surface. What type of edge lighting does it have? It has high intensity edge lighting. So if you're going to use the built-in lights, which you can see over here, and you put edge lighting in, put that high intensity light, there's no difference in the lights. That's the first thing I want to tell you. But Maybe in far away there is. I don't know. Maybe you can see it better far away. Who knows? So the runway is 46 degrees true. True heading is what we got. And look, this right up here, 45.98971. That rounds up that's pretty darn close to 46 exactly on the heading. So we got it facing the right direction. We've got the right length. We've got the right width. So that is awesome. Okay, moving on. Traffic patterns. Do we get to define the traffic patterns? Here we do. Yeah, primary traffic pattern. Off of runway 5 left is left traffic. Not true, by the way. It says it on this page even. The traffic pattern for runway 5 right is a left pattern by default. That ain't right. It's a right pattern. So we're going to change this. We're going to make this right traffic. We keep everybody on the outside of the airport, outside of those parallel runways going like this. So on the 2-3 left side, you would turn left. But on the 5 right side, you're turning right. Okay, so, oh well. Anyway, so it tells us what sort of markings we have in the airport. We have a precision instrument in good condition. Good markings, good. Glide slope, P4R. I don't know what that means. P4L. Don't know what that means. But they're both 3 degrees exactly glide paths. That's something we're going to look at again here in a little bit, by the way. What sort of RVR equipment is it? It has touchdown, midfield, and rollout. That's 3 different types of RVRs. So there's 3 different RVR parts that report, and the first one is located right here next to the glide slope building. It's like right there, right at the touchdown. There's one at the midpoint of the runway, and then there's one at the other glide slope, near the other glide slope, I should say. It's actually by the anemometer, but you don't care about that. Approach lights. This is the good stuff that we want to see right here. We have, for runway 5 right, a Mauser system, a 1,400-foot medium-intensity approach lighting. So that's good to know. Okay, on the ALSEF system, ALSEF 2 system, on the 2-3 left side, 2,400-foot high-intensity approach lights. System with sequenced flashers, Category 2 or Category 3 configuration. It has Category 2. It's a Category 2 runway. There's no difference about that in the sim, by the way. Does the runway have centerline lights? Yes, it does on both sides. I mean, both sides. One side has centerline lights, the other side does too. Now, something it doesn't tell you here is that there are touchdown zone lights also for runway 2-3 left. Not touchdown zone lighting for runway 5 right. No touchdown zone lighting. Why would there be one on one side but not the other side, you might ask? Well, that's a simple question to answer. The answer is simply because the touchdown zone is right in a runway intersection. It starts in a runway intersection, so they're not going to put all those lights in the ground on a runway intersection because aircraft that are running at high speed across those lights on the other side might shred their tires on them. So that's why that is not there. They're actually currently doing construction on this portion of the runway from like right about here all the way down to the end. So maybe they're going to put some in there. You never know. It's going to look a little bit different, though, when they're done. So let's go to the 2-3 left approach light system. We've already determined that it is an ALSEF 2 system. I was just scrolling around in the sim showing you a runway, which you couldn't see because it was covered with sky back there. Okay, so 2-3 left. The runway is select. Here we go. So we're going to go close the configuration one. I just wanted to show you that all these measurements were highly accurate. And we're going to select the approach lights. Bring down the approach lights, and we're going to do secondary lights. This is the secondary runway. Runway 5 right is the primary side of this runway. So secondary lights, we're going to check it, turn it on, and say, hey, there's approach lights here. What type of system is it? It is an ALSEF 2 system. Whole lot of options. ODALs, MALSEFs, Mauser. We're going to use those in a little while. Salar, which is actually the ALSEF 2 system, works in 2 modes. It has Salar mode, so it is a Salar 2, or it's a Salar system, and during low visibility, you can turn it on to ALSEF 2 mode, and then more lights come on. So Salar is some lights, ALSEF 2 is basically all the lights, and you got the calverts, the rail, the MALs, the SALs, the SALFs, the SALs, all these different... ALSEF 2 is what we want. So let's see. And as soon as I turn that on, you should see the lights. But at last I see the lights. Niner. 29er. Interestingly enough, the sim does a pretty good job of placing these. I'm pretty impressed with how well it places some of these things. But I don't know if it's like the IRL placement of some of these lights, but some of them just don't really sit in the right spot. So you can see that these lights here are actually back over here. So we got a little bit of movement to do. For some reason, you can see there's a good couple of feet kind of consistently for most of these lights. Now for this one, I can't figure out why it does this, why they're off. These are actually behind the real spot. So I don't know if there's something weird about this placement. It should be back a couple feet, I guess. This one, the same thing. It's like it's too far back. So that's just going to be how it is. The only thing I could do about that is custom place all these lights, and then in that case I'd have to do a custom lighting for every single one of these little lights, and I just don't want to do that. What does an ALSAF-2 system look like, Snare, when it's nighttime? That's a great question. You see what it looks like before I go ahead and do some custom placement. That's what it looks like. You may have seen something like this before in the sim. That's a lot of lights.
November 237, Mike Papa, descend and maintain 5, correction.
And that is an approach lighting system, ALS, with sequence flashers. F2, number 2, category 2. And you fly in over it, and it gives you many lights. So remember that when you are doing an instrument approach, if you can find the approach lights, you have to find a couple of different things. So you have to see the airport environment, you have to see the runway, or the approach light system to continue the approach past the missed approach point. So you have to have one of those in sight. So there's a whole lot of these lights that stretch very far out. So you don't even have, so you can be like out here, just breaking through the clouds, and if you can start to see these lights, then you can continue the approach and land. Don't even have to see the runway. So that is our ALSAF system. Now, what it doesn't have currently is sequence flashing lights. Sequence flashing lights, we also call them a rabbit. The rabbit system, it's a bunch of strobing lights that go down in a sequence down this approach light system. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it's a little loud. So let's see what we can do for that. We're going to go ahead and go back to that runway object. And we're going to start, I'm going to bring it back to daytime because this is, I need to match things to scenery, and that's most easily done during the day. You can see that these light masts, oh, there's a lighthouse. You have to put a little building down there. So they actually stretch like all the way down here, which is pretty far. So strobe lights. There's usually 2 sets of lighting that you're going to see here. You can see this is a regular light mast, and right here there's actually in front of all of these there's a strobe, a sequence flashing lights mast. But anyway, I want to mess with a couple of these settings first before I go with place the strobes. So you'll notice that there is an offset. There's an offset setting and there's a slope setting. So a lot of this stuff is going to be sloped down a hill. And you can see that this hill actually does sort of slope up a little bit, and the masts are really sunk into the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and slope this up at a ½ a degree. And next thing you know, look how high these are at the end. They've gotten pretty high, right? There's a little hill that they go down. So that maybe is a little bit much. Let's go with a ½ of a degree. Make them a little bit lower down here on the back end. Yeah, that's a little bit more reasonable, I think. That fits the contour of this the ground a little bit better, and it's going to help them just sort of. That makes it so that the ones in the back, if there is a slope to the ground, which there are in a lot of airports, they're not sunken into the ground. That means they're above the ground, but it does adjust the entire system all at once. So that's something to kind of look for. And then these get a little bit higher at the front end, and once they get into the blast pad, they're there. Okay, so you never want to land on these things, by the way. That could be very, very bad. A lot of voltage in these lights. They're super high intensity. Okay, so now we've messed with the slope. Now we want to do the spacing. So we're going to space them out by a little bit more. We did an offset to start with. Now we're going to do some spacing. So it's already at 30.48, so I'm going to do 32 now and see what difference it makes. I think these front ones will still be in the same spot. Once it sets them back, they are. And now you can see that these actually moved back. All of them are progressively moving wider and wider because the spacing has gotten bigger. So we don't need to change the spacing. What we actually just need to do is change the offset. So I'm going to go from 30.48, and I'm just going to go to 31 even. And that was not enough. Let's see.
Let's go 0.9 or 0 for now. I'm going to box you around slightly just to get some space.
I'm going to box you. You're almost there, though. So let's go 31.2. It's these little spots right here that I'm trying to line it up with. Almost there. Not over here. It's this little spot right there. Almost there. So 31.3. Nope. So 31.5. Let's try. 1.5. All right, let's move it up a little bit more. 31.7. Perfect. Well, you know what? I'm a perfectionist. 31.65. Let's move it back just a smidge. I like that a lot better. Okay. So now all of these light systems are pretty much lined up right with the photo scenery. Beautifully done. Right here, for some reason, it's all wobbly, wonky. You can see the spacing by default is perfect, actually. And now all the placement of these lights, except for those, it's right where they need to be. That one's good. They get kind of progressively off. And no, that's right. That's right. See, this goes right in there. That's the perfect intercept. This one's off. It's perfect. Off by a little. It's like every other one of them changes. So now we're going to put the rabbit system in. And I'm guessing that, let's see. I'm going to do strobes. How many strobes do we want? Let's say we want 15 strobes. And now we got this second light put in right behind the LSAT. You can see that there's another light there. This one sits right behind the approach light mast. I'm going to change this to 31.6 because it looks like they're all getting kind of off as progressively further and further away from where they're supposed to be. This is supposed to be there. This is supposed to be there. Anyway, there's not much that I can do about that, guys. So you can tell that we have the angle of the runway correct because the angle of the approach lights is pretty spot on also. That one lands right where it's supposed to be there. This one's actually supposed to be up a little bit more. That one's good there. This should be there. Oh, no, that should be... Okay. I see what's going on. Some of these are perfect. It's like every other one. So I want to use Google Maps. Actually, I'm going to use Google Earth because just Google Earth is superior to Google Maps because you can change the angles of things a little bit.
All right, direct to Heaven, Endeavor 4772.
Thank you.
Google Earth Pro, Piedmont Triad International Airport. Here we go.
November 800 Echo Mike, Greensboro Airport, 2 to 3 o'clock now and about 9 miles.
It's all dramatic like.
Zero Echo Mike.
November 800 Echo Mike.
Okay, so we're going to come down to the end of 2-3 left here and check this area right here. Try to get an idea where that last light might be. Does not appear that there's anything on this side of the highway anymore, of the road anymore, which is good. Okay, so what we're looking at here, so I zoom in. 4,000. So there's actually a light underneath. There's one down low on this pole. It's on the same pole as the LSAF system. That's how this one works. Where that's the flasher, and these 5 are just the LSAF masts. So it's on the same pole. It's pretty cool. So it just goes down to this last mast. which, where is the system? Here it is. This last mast is right before the curve of the thing, which is not actually depicted here. So it just goes down to this one. So I've got it pretty well tuned in there, I think. All right, so let's go back again and see what this is going to look like. You can already see it strobing. So go back to nighttime, drag it to about 9 o'clock.
Inside, yeah, we're going to need maybe a 10 to 20 degree left deviation 40 Sierra. 40 Sierra, Roger. Maintain 6,000 deviations left. The course is approved.
So that's something I've noticed is the rails, the rabbit, the sequence flashing lights are not nearly bright enough. But I think the sim has a hard time showing bright lights. Like everything is kind of one brightness. Oh, you don't even see it. There we go. So here it is. And starting at the last approach light, there's your sequence flashing light. It goes all in a row. Really, really hard to see because these things are so stinking bright to start with that it's really hard to see those sequence flashing lights. Easier to see when you're right up in front on them. So they're not super effective because of just the way the lighting works in the sim. Lights are not great. Okay, so that is how you do an LSF system, and you can kind of change this as we went through. You can change the spacing, you can change the offset to move it back or forward a little bit to the start of that system, and you can also add strobe lights to it. Now there's other options here as well. You can do the end lights, which I've already put in myself, and I wanted to show you these other options while we're here. These are your end lights, right? And so you can put, the sim can put them in for you. In which case they look, well, very, very similar. You'll just see them on the edge, on the outside, and they're going to kind of overlap, which is kind of dumb, but that's how it works. Turn those off. We've got touchdown zone lighting, which I have not done so far. On ground lighting, I don't know what that means. Oh, I think that just means all the lights are in the ground instead of raised. I don't know what that means exactly. And the runway end identifier lights, the rail. Reels. You can kind of see them flashing. There's one flashing there, the other one's in the ground there. Hey, Isaac, good to see you, man. About to go to band practice. Fantastic. Good to see you. I'm glad you stopped in and say hi. Like and subscribe. You're already subscribed, though. You can go ahead and hit a like while you're here, if you don't mind. All right, so do those as well. Touchdown zone lights. Watch what happens when we do touchdown zone lights. This will show you kind of an example of why they're not on the other end of this runway. There's runway. Look at these lights all the way down the runway now. Tons of them. So, yeah, no touchdown zone lights on the other side. There's just a ton of these lights. There's 3 on each side. I may try to see if I can custom place these because let's go back to daytime mode. Turn back the clock here a little bit. The placement of these embedded lights in the terms of like where they really are is kind of suspect, I think. Okay, so I have to go into scenery editor, select this, the apron. I'm just going to hide the apron actually. I don't want to do all that work. Let's see. Oh, so here's a good example. We've got 1, 2, 3 here, and this is where they are. So that's the spotting is actually really good. I'm not really all that unhappy with it, to be honest. I think a lot of that is just because we placed the runway in the right spot. Those were like right on. Show me more lights. Yeah, so they're all just barely off. I think I'm going to call that good enough that I can just leave the default lights in, which doesn't happen often, guys. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to leave those on there. The centerline lights I want to change. Why would I want to change centerline lights? So, what is this? Why is there grass on the stinking runway? Exclude vegetation, please. Hello? Definitely have to have ground merging on. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh, because when it doesn't draw the surface, it lets the vegetation through. FYI. So let's see the ground merging. When the ground merging's off, it's not making a huge difference, but I like it to be on. Actually, when I turn the ground merging on, all of it, let's go to -1 on this. That should work better.
Yeah, we're gonna start hanging stuff out. We'll be good.
Hanging stuff out. Interesting the way you put that. Okay, so I like that. So the center line lights go right down the center of the runway, right? Which, hey, that's their center line lights. That's what they should be doing. David, good to see you, man. Oh, you're headed to bed. Okay, that's cool. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. It's always good to have return guys here and some of our favorites around. So I don't know if you can see this all too well. In fact, I can't even see it all too well. Let's turn this apron off again. There we go. But on the... Well, let's go back to the Google Earth, shall we? I want to show you where these lights actually lay in IRL. Have a good night, man. I hope you sleep well, and we'll see you the next time through. So, okay, we can see them here. You can see them really well because this is a freshly paved runway. So, in the sim, the center line lights, they want to put them right on the center of the center lines. But you can see they're actually offset to the left a little bit. So that when your nose wheel goes down the center line lights, it's not bumping against every single one of these lights all the time. But you're still on the center line. So, and you don't have to worry about painting over them and things like that. Center line lights are usually not on the center line. So, how picky do I want to be about the realism of this runway? Well, it puts them all in for me if I just leave it the way it is. So, we'll see if I actually want to go through the trouble of placing them more realistically or not. But another part of the trouble is the photo scenery that we see with this in the sim is not very up to date with where lighting is placed, which is odd. You'll see, for instance, this runway has been repaved since the photo in the sim was taken. So I want to show you right now that the first runway light is between the end of these bars and the L, right over there. One there and one there. Okay? You can see them pretty darn well, right? So in the sim, I want to show you the first runway light is way up here in the L. So they put all of these runway lights in new spots when they redid the runway. So what I actually have on this runway in the sim is not accurate to what's currently there. That's what I'm trying to say. It's backed by these things. These little spots here, I don't know what those spots are, but anyway, it's like back here somewhere. So they haven't painted the hash marks on it either yet because the runway isn't finished. I feel like they're going to do that when all the runway is finished all the way down. So, yeah, what are you going to do, you know? So we would have to go and put all these runway lights in. And I think they would start right here somewhere. The center line lights, that is, we're talking about. Where's the first center line light going to be? Oh, it's way back here. It's like right here. And then there's one up in here somewhere, like there, and then there's one there. Right below the L there, in the L there. So yeah, that's what I'd have to go and do. It's they're placed it's almost about the same frequency, it seems. Yeah, but just starting closer, a little bit different offset. So something to look into, I guess. We'll see if I want to get that. We'll see if we want to get that detailed with it. I notice these things when I land on an airport and say, "Hey, these center line lights are right on the center line. That ain't real." So now you know that as well. Demand more from your scenery creators, by the way, guys. So there we go. So we put the approach light system in on this side. Let's go do the other side. The Mauser's a little bit different. Now, I hate the fact that these lights are always on. It just drives me crazy. All right, now we're going to come down to this side. This one is not going to be anywhere near correct, by the way, because this is a non-standard Mauser system that I can, there's no way I can get this thing to line up right. I'm going to do my best, but we're just going to have to do the, like I said, do the best we can and hope for the best. So we're done with 5 right. We're going to, no, we're not done with 5 right. 5 right. So now we're going to the primary light system. Okay, we're going to hit the primary lights. The type of system is Mauser. Mauser. The first Mauser light.
Number 53587 Greensboro, you up?
It wants to put here. Well, that ain't right. First one's there. How do I know that? Let's, well, I'm going to bring up the good old googly.
FedEx 734 heavy, descend and maintain.
And I'm going to show you. Down to the end of the runway we go. Let's flip it around so we're looking at the same vantage point.
Number 11 Mike, I have amendment to the route advised, ready to copy.
There we go. So there's nothing in this blast pad, but the lights start there. So we have to change this offset because it's putting its first light up here. Oops, you don't see that? There we go. So we have to change the offset because its first light is there, which is not correct. No es correcto. All right, so offsets. We're going to come down here and we're going to change this quite a bit. That looks like probably about 10 meters. Let's go to 40 on the offset. Waiting. Oh, needs to be more. Let's say 43. 43 we're going to say for the offset. See how close we get here. Well, that's pretty close. Okay. Oh, that one's not right at all. That one's pretty close. So there's a problem with the offsetting also. Oh wow, that one's almost spot on. These are all just sequence flashing lights here. So it's all screwy. This one is all screwball. Why is it all screwball? Because there's a road and a train track and a railroad track that goes through the approach light system, so it could not be properly placed. It had to just sort of be thrown wherever it could be, so that makes it non-standard. And because it's only a Mauser system and not an MSFS2, this runway can't have a true Category 2 approach. It does have a Category 2 approach, but there's special requirements for it. Actually, I think I got that right on. So now I'm just kind of worried about spacing. The main thing is we don't want to have lighting right down the middle of the road, which we don't have. It's also not where it's supposed to be. And none of this is where it's supposed to be. I can't make heads or tails of all of this stuff here.
Approach, November 48 Hotel, Mike, with you information. Kilo, track through your arrival, descending 11000.
The 48 Hotel, Mike, Greensboro approach, hello, expect runway 23 left.
Let's check satellite imaging.
Well, expect 23 left, 48 Hotel, Mike.
Alright, we also want to put strobes in here. I'm going to put 15 strobes. Let's see where it ends up putting those.
FedEx 3758, descend and maintain 4000.
Hello? Hello? There they are. Yep, again, not even close.
Greensboro 53587, would like to deviate about 10 degrees to the right for a build-up ahead of us.
That is too many lights. Let's go back to 12. Cut it on back. Let's bringing lights way the heck out here.
33 Greensboro, squawk 1103.
No, there's still a light there.
1103, Skylab 33, climb to 1700 to the southwest of Burlington.
Is it Dogman, Dogeman? Whatever it is. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the show. Still too many lights. Still too many stinking lights. 10 lights, let's say. Take away that one, take away that one, and then we got this last one. Oh, still that one there too, still that one there too. That's all right. Changing the number of them doesn't seem to actually do what I want it to do. Is this just adding them onto the end? If that's the case, that's kind of a strange. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do 5. 5 seems to be the right number. So I think this the spacing is too much, and the offset, we need to shrink the offset, I think. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I like that. So let's see if I can get this last light to be in the right spot by shrinking this number. This is not doing anything.
242 Mike Bravo, contact Charlotte approach 128.3.
The number is in the same spot every single time, regardless of what value I or these lights keep showing up in the same spot. So that makes no difference. Okay, good to know. It's sort of annoying. In fact, none of these changed as I changed them. Oh, I did the wrong. That's the wrong runway. That's why. I did the other side, so I'm going to have to redo the other side. You want to see my flight setup? I don't have it connected right now. I would show you, but I have a honeycomb, alpha yoke, and a Bravo throttle quadrant, and then I also have this, what is it? Thrustmaster Airbus TCA flight stick. Side stick, I should say, for the Airbus, which I don't fly anymore, really. And then I have some Sci-Tech rudder pedals down below the desk. That's what I'm doing. Sorry, I don't want to tear it all up right now. We're just working scenery stuff, so not actually doing the flying at the moment. Trying to get these lights to get closer and closer to here. Oh, that changed pretty dramatically there. Okay, so what if I make it 29? That should move several meters.
8511 Mike Roger, deviations right of course is approved. Are you going to be able to get over Barrett's Mountain?
Okay, now we're getting close.
In about
29.1.
501 Mike Roger, deviations right of course is approved. When able to proceed.
Thanks for subbing, man. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate that. We're trying to get the word out here and show you guys just how easy it is to do some of this stuff. And right now, all I'm doing is fixing approach lights to the for the runways, and I'm trying to get this light to be right on there. It's several down, so I'm changing this offset number here. This is spacing number to try to move it. Ooh, oh, we are ever so close, everybody. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Well, wait. That's not the spot. That's the controller. We want it right there. Okay. So let's do 29.33 meters.
Skylab 33 direct packing.
It's thinking. All right, I'm going to use that number. Then all of these should be. Oh. Okay, so that means is that our offset is not right, which is kind of self-evident here because none of this stuff is lining up correctly. Except for that one.
And I'm sorry, who was that checking in?
Right, so let's change the offset now. Let's try to 45 meters. That's not really spamming. It's not bad at all. That's not spamming. Is that spamming? I don't think that's spamming. I'll allow it. 46.
who would like to go use Ashboro Hotel
6.8.
Bravo India Airport as a waypoint on the way to Tango.
That's just good
Alpha,
instinct
get around
right there.
further to the
Okay,
south.
so that is the right spot. That one's in the right spot.
Okay,
That one's not in the right
direct
spot. That
Ashboro,
one's not in the right spot.
53587.
None of these are in the right spot now.
Runway 33 went to Salem.
Clear for the visual 31313 Mike Charlie.
We are closer. All right, let's try the.
3758 contact tower.
Let's try to rein this in again. 28 meters for the spacing.
48 Hotel Mike flighting 090.
29 even.
090, 48 Hotel Mike.
Look at that. All of a sudden, everything's kind of close again.
Right, Direct Gilbert.
We'll take that. I'm gonna just go with that. Don't even care. Don't even care. How long have I been working on this? This has been a couple months of time. I don't do it like all day, every day. So there's a lot of skipped days in there that have elongated the amount of time it's taken me on this project. But it's a labor of love. I really do enjoy it. Okay, so I made this spacing so small that look at that system. How's that? Now I can really see those rabbits.
Contact Winston Tower 123.75. See ya.
2375 313 Mike Charlie. Have a good one.
Skylab 33 contact Fayetteville approach 127.8. Good day.
78 Skylab 33. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, 30.4, I think it was. Yeah, we'll just stick it right with it right there.
Approach citation 300 Juliet Whiskey. Is the left side open now?
0 Juliet Whiskey, yes sir. Expect runway 23 left shorten.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to make this 0.3 on the slope. You need to get a little bit larger towards the back end. Hey! I don't know about that. Maybe seconds. Second most. Alright, so those lights are on. The other lights are in as well. Let's go do the other side. Sort of a wonky, again, a wonky approach light system on this side because there's a varying levels of terrain here. This is a Mauser system for 2-3 right.
3794 Greensboro approach low. Expect runway 23 left short.
So select the runway. Close that. I'm going to go to approach lights, secondary end. It is a Mauser system. And we'll look at placements. Now the placements for this one by default are pretty much perfect. They do a really standard job on this runway, which is nice. See, some of them are going to be actually in the ground there. Yeah, those are good. Good, good, good. This one is non-standard because it's like right on the road, so they moved it back a little bit. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strobes again, I think is the number we used. There they go. I'm very happy with the placement of all of these. That one's non-standard. It's probably in a little bit more than it should be because of the road. But anyway, this will all work very, very nicely for our little scenery here. All right, well, that one was easy. Let's go to the primary side of the airport. Last approach light system, and then we're going to move on to some other things here. Now, on the primary side, this is another ALSEF-2 system. This one has a little bit of a road here to compete with. Not two of them, actually, but then it comes all the way down here. It is a pretty long system. So on the primary side, it's another ALSEF-2 system. So we'll add that in, and we're going to do 15 strobe lights. Let's see how it looks. I think this one, if I recall correctly, well, other times when I've done this, these are all like spot on.
Present heading, can we get lower?
Okay, maybe these need to be moved back a little bit. These are perfect. 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 Perfect.
0 Juliet Whiskey,
Perfect.
maintain 3,000.
Perfect.
2000.
Perfect. Well, this one should be up there. Or no, vice versa, something like that.
Approach, good evening, Envoy
They get off.
3781,
They start to get off
229,
down
descend
here towards the
11,000
end again,
direct
which,
Demons with Kilo.
you know, what are you going to do?
Envoy 3781, Greensboro approach low, runway 23 left.
This
short.
one's in the road. Oh, well.
Short and we'll call 3781.
By the time we get back to the end, they're all kind of right there again. All right, well, I'm going to say that's okay. We're just going to go with it. That looks like a pretty good placement to me. All right, so I'm saving all of this. We've got lots of approach lights. This one, I don't think this is going to be payware, at least not initially. The first versions of this are not going to have custom buildings or anything. I'm not going to really have anything that I've made custom. It's just all using default assets, so I'm going to make this for free. This is going to be available for free on flightsim.to, I think. I'm assuming that they accept it, you know? I don't know why they wouldn't. But that is the plan as of right now. Is to make this available for free.
0 Juliet Whiskey, turn left, heading 050.
All right, so we have approach lights on our airport.
050, 0 Juliet Whiskey.
Yay! Okay, so I was so impressed with the placement of the center of the threshold lights, at least, that let's see what happens when I use them on this runway. So in here, we're going light. So closing approach lights. Now just lights. I want to. No. That was still approach lights. Touchdown zone lights. Let's do those. See how it looks. Turning the apron. Wrong apron. Apron. There we go. That was the right one. Turning it off.
Even 12,000, direct Guilford, Envoy 3781.
I think these lights are like here, and then it's a little bit of an offset. Oh, those are quite a bit off. Oh, I hope I don't have to redo those. Anyway. We'll do touchdown zone. Let's just put them in there. I don't like them, but you know what? We're going to have to go with it for now. Okay, so both runways should be set up pretty well, pretty much close to what you would see in a sort of a final lighting analysis here. So we zoom back. We've got our
turn right heading 120 out of the turn. Greensboro will be at your 2 to 3 o'clock in 10 miles.
Approach light system.
120 on the heading, 0 Juliet Whiskey.
Now it gets a little twinkly in here, and why is that? Well, it's because the lights are like right inside of the localizer antenna, or they're right behind it, so they're going to get blocked a little bit, which I don't really like. Let's give this a little bit of an angle, shall we? Let's just put a little bit of a slope on that, 0.3 degrees, and see if we can get them raised up a little bit.
170 or better, thank you.
170 or better.
Now 1770 Zulu Greensboro, you checking in?
Yes, got a request. Just wanted to take up my house speed to lower it to build up out here.
9177
we're going to have to go higher.
Approach September 2999.
Half a degree.
6,000, stay your altitude leaving.
772, we are leaving. Resetting south.
1 degree. Let's do 1 degree. Oh, I'm on the wrong end. That's why it's not working. Okay. Half a degree.
Greensboro, Skylane 6122 November, 10,000 feet.
6122 November, Greensboro, September 2999, runway 23 left, shorten.
2999 and runway 23 left.
Let's get really quite large. Okay, let's just 2.3. I think they're down here, they're getting too tall. Unrealistically tall. 0.2 degrees. Just trying to make those middle lights near the localizer antenna a little more visible. Yeah, that's better.
0 Juliet Whiskey, contact tower 9.1.
Tower 19-1, 0 Juliet Whiskey, good day.
Yeah. Wisconsin 3794, turn right heading 0.
That's better.
Correction, turn right heading 120 out of the turn. Greensboro Bay Air, 2 to 3 o'clock and 8 miles.
Sticky Rice, you're here, man. Good to see you.
Envoy 3781 to send and maintain 4,000.
All right, we got approach lighting. It's in. So I want to point out that actually these strobe lights that they put in here are not entirely accurate. They're supposed to go all the way down to the end of the runway, and they only go like to here. They don't go all the way in this part, so a little funky. I think they're I think they go too fast.
Greensboro approach, Skyhawk 53587 would like to descend to 7,000.
Who's requesting 7?
53587, request 7,000.
November 53587, descend and maintain 7,000.
All right. So there is approach lighting. We'll call that a wrap on the approach lights for now. Back to midday. I don't want to do these anymore. Turn those off. Back to the editor. Okay, so let's do some more paint. Actually, what was the other thing I wanted? Oh, ILSs.
Right, 270 is going to 3794.
Yeah, 200, just advise me at the field in sight.
200, we got the field, Wisconsin 3794.
Wisconsin 3794, clear visual
from the airport object here.
And contact tower 119.1, good day.
Over to tower, clear for the approach, shoot 3 left short, Wisconsin 3794, thanks.
Runway 3781, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000, 3781.
November 920, Golf Charlie Greensboro approach, hello, altimeter 29er, 9er, advise.
ILSs, that's what I want to
expect the visual.
do. Light presets, frequencies. Star Airport, flatten.
November 920, Golf Charlie, IFR cancellation received, squawk VFR change to advisory frequency approved. Good day.
Thank you, sir. Squawking VFR 920, Golf Charlie.
I was supposed to be away that we can show
Greensboro altimeter is 29er, 9er, 9er.
ILSs.
794 contact tower, we'll see you.
Greensboro approach, Wishy 5290, currently level 9,000 direct cans, requesting left and right deviations for weather.
Blue Streak 5290 Greensboro, hello there. Altimeter is 29er, 9er, 8 deviations left and right are approved. You can expect the visual approach runway 23 left shortened.
I don't know. I don't know, guys. What is all this?
Yes, sir. Blue Streak 5290 when able, just direct Greensboro and let me know.
All right, when able, direct Greensboro, Blue Streak 5290.
That's a weird looking thing.
Envoy 3781, are you ready for a base turn? Does that give you enough time to get down?
Give us about 5 more miles.
We'll go.
Option airport. Oh, so this shows you all the points that I put in for the slope of the runways. One, 4, 3, 2. I haven't put any points in yet, so I'll have to do that one still.
Envoy 3781, turn right heading 140.
Right turn to 140, Envoy 3781.
And on the roll out there for Envoy 3781 Greensboro, VH2 to 3 o'clock and 15 miles now.
Okay, let's turn some of this stuff off.
Envoy 3781, clear visual approach,
that.
23 left shortened.
Airports, turn off the runway deformation. Okay, now we're looking at ILS
November fly heading 100, vector to final.
data.
100, vector to final, 612 to November.
Over here is a point for the ILS.
November 53587, what altitude are you descending to?
We're descending to 7,000.
Shows you the source for where it gets the
you.
data from.
Sure, Greensboro altimeter is 29 or 9 or 8.
29 or 9 or 8, 53587.
Hiccup. What the heck is
Runway
that?
3781. As you turn to final, there is traffic 1 to 2 o'clock in 4 miles. It looks southwestbound. Type and altitude are unknown. If you see anything, please let me know.
We'll call sir 3781.
West glide slope, Cat 2, runway 05 right.
November 6122, November, descend and maintain 6,000.
Descend and maintain 6,000, 6122 November.
Interesting. Okay.
Envoy 3781, that traffic now it's about 12 to 1 o'clock, maybe 12:30.
Well, I don't know how to work on that much else right now.
Type and altitude unknown.
Let's get into parking. Do some more work on parking, shall we? So we can start to see this airport populate with some actual traffic.
290, Roger, sir. Thank you. I'll have a descent and a downwind turn for you here in just a few miles.
No problem. Appreciate it.
All right, so we're going to turn all these things off. Don't need runways turned on. Taxiways I probably will need a little bit. Terminal ramp I need turned on, but I don't need signature or FedEx ramp. And all these objects can be turned off. So terminal ramp, let's turn this on. Don't want to disappear the apron.
Yeah, 3781, to negative contact.
Okay, thanks, sir. I'm not sure if it's a false primary target or not, but thanks for looking in contact tower 119.1.
You know what, so long, 3781.
Alright, this I actually want to try to move back to like there.
Blue Street 5290, turn
Edit
right,
that
heading
number
040
position again
vector
and move
downwind.
it up to
Right,
here.
040 vector for downwind, Blue Street 5290.
Just a little worried that it was going to get too close to this spot. I don't know. Well, let's put it there and see what we can do. Let's do this, actually. Let's put it back in its original spot. Okay. Alright, so this is gate 31B. This next one will be 29, so I'm going to go ahead and go scenery, taxiway parking, doing a gate, adding,
November 525 Delta Lima Greensboro departure.
go
radar
somewhere like
contact,
right
climb
there.
8,000.
Within 8,000, 5, doubling.
November 995 Julia Papa Greensboro approach. Hello, altimeter 29 or 9 or 8. You can expect runway 23 left shortened.
Okay, 23 left short, Roger, 5 Julia Papa.
Blue Street 5290, descend and maintain 7,000.
Descend and maintain 7,000, Blue Street 5290.
November 6122 November, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descend and maintain 4,000, 6122 November.
Alright, so over here, gate medium is correct. Heading, I haven't done yet. Number, this is gate 29. Has number markings, yes.
Blue Street 5290, there's traffic 1 to 2 o'clock. In 2 miles northbound, is a Bonanza at 6,000. That's why I'm stopping you at 7. I'll have
Gate
low
29.
All right, search for traffic, Lucy 5290.
So now I'm going to select that node. I'm going to go to taxiway point, one-click placing, and I'm going to add one there, there,
There's 6122 November. Thank you so much. Center maintain 3,000.
there,
Center maintain 3,000.
there, there, there.
November 90177 Zulu. There will be traffic overtaking you just
missed one.
behind you now, heading
Go all the way down to
northeastbound.
here.
Jet a CRJ 9 at 8,000 down to 7,000.
Let's forget that one.
November 77 Zulu. You can maintain
There,
your present altitude 6,000 for now.
There, and there. And we'll turn that
525
off.
Delta Lima. Turn right direct Trisha.
Return direct to Trisha, 525 Delta Lima.
November 995 Juliet Papa. Descend and maintain 7,000.
Maintain 7,000, citation 5 Juliet Papa.
Ah! Select all the linked paths and turn this junk off. This is all parking. Actually, no. Linked paths. Type path. It's just a path.
November 525 Delta Lima. Climb and maintain 12,000.
12,000.
So split this path. Go.
Blue Street 5290. Descend and maintain 3,000.
So remember that this is not going to actually be
November 44907 Hotel, level 8,000.
oh, we gotta rotate
November
this.
44907 Hotel, Greensboro approach. Hello, Greensboro altimeter 29908.
29908, 97 Hotel.
There we go. This is not going to actually be something that shows up in the sim, shows up on the ground anyway. It's just, this is all purely
November 525 Delta Lima, contact Atlanta Center 128.8. Good day.
0.8.8, 525 Delta Lima, good day.
I forgot how we connected these. Let's do that. Undo that. I'm going to select this. Say taxiway point.
November 6122 November,
All right.
turn 10 degrees
Turn
left,
that
back
off.
sequence.
Got that selected. Got this point selected, and now I'm going to go to taxiway path and add. There you go. That's how you connect them. Okay, so let's undo that.
Greensboro approach 53587, request 5,000.
November 53587, descend and maintain 5,000.
7,000 descending 5,000. 53587.
I've only done this once before, so I'm having to remind myself how to do all this. Okay, so we're going to select this. Add. Oh. Select this. One-click placing. Let's put it up here somewhere. There. Add a path. Alright, now for this, I need to actually draw a center line for it to connect properly to make all of this. Okay. Now, is there an actual...
November 6122 November, turn left heading 055 vector for downwind. I'll give you some room to descend and a little bit of spacing.
number on that taxiway spot?
055, and can you please confirm 4,600?
Yeah, there is.
Yes, sir. I'm showing you 4,600. You can descend and maintain 3,000 now for November 22 November.
Nice big one.
Center
Okay.
maintain 3,600 to November.
That's like
Blue Street
right
290, turn left heading
there.
320.
Left heading 320.
These have all changed so much. It's kind of hard to say exactly where some of these things are.
November 5, Juliet Papa, it looks like you're in a right turn.
Yeah, we're direct to the airport.
November 5, Juliet Papa, roger. Turn right heading 040, vector for downwind, descend to maintain 4,000.
Okay, 040, maintain 4,000, citation 5 Juliet Papa.
Blue Streak 5290 on the rollout. Greensboro is about 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock, and 10 miles.
Field in sight, Blue Streak 5290.
Blue Streak 5290, clear visual approach. Runway 23 left shortened and contact tower 119.1. Good day.
Clear for the visual, 23 left shortened, contact tower 119.1. You have a great day.
All right.
5290.
November 6122.
I can say all right a lot.
140.
6140, 6122 November.
Another successfully added parking spot. Now we will do the work of adding a jetway. So you might wonder in our where's this object?
November 6122 November, Greensboro Airport is at your 2 o'clock and 8 miles.
Have the airport in sight, 6122 November.
November 6122 November, clear visual approach, runway 23 right and contact tower 119.1.
Cleared visual approach, runway 23 right, contact tower on 119.1, 6122 November.
K29. It's red. This we have a show error. The error is that this gate doesn't have an object inside of it. So every gate that you create has to have some sort of an object inside that will control how this airplane is parking. Now it could be something like stairs, it could be a pushback tug, or it could be a jetway. And as we select this, I'm going to go to jetway and add. Now it just wants to move everything. That's not what I do. I have to click on. Why is there an airplane here?
November 90177 Zulu, are you able to climb back up to 7,000 now?
Who the heck asked for that?
Yep, we'll go back to 7,000.
Thank you, November 77 Zulu, climb and maintain 7,000.
That's what we do. Click on this.
Juliet Papa, descend and maintain 3,000. I'll have your base turn for you in just a moment.
Add sim object. That's what I wanted to do.
Greensboro departure 2236 Papa heading 170, 1700.
So we're going to try to look on the
2236 Papa, Greensboro departure, radar contact, VFR out.
The ramp here and pretty much place this right in the center of that.
Is that CV?
Nah, man, that guy took off early today.
Oh, took off early.
He's looking for me.
Right, tell me.
Oh, Austin. Sorry to disappoint, buddy. Is that CV? Nope. Sorry, I'm at home right now, buddy. But I was listening. Oh, Dogeman's back. Dogeman. Are you into Dogecoin? I guess that's the real question. All right, so we have that done. Jetway is in.
November.
I think I did that right.
5, Juliet Papa,
Yeah.
320.
There's a whole bunch of different options for what you can add to it. Has a sim object. Add another scenery. Add a default. Mega link, links, you know, all that kind of stuff. It was interesting that it had that plane that came in when I tried to do a jetway.
Hello, departure.
Interesting. Okay, gate medium, gates 29, has a number marking, replace the positions. T offsets, I'm not going to worry too much about just yet. Just wanted to get that in there. And in there it is. So there's no more jetways on this side of the terminal ramp. There's a couple of spots for parking, but that's it. So we got two gates. We've got gate 29, gate 31B. Now, so the way this airport works, it's this jetway actually goes for two different spots. I don't think I can I don't think that I can simulate that in this sim. So I don't think this one or this one maybe are going to get Jetways. I think we're just going to have to do without it. Adding Jetways is pretty easy. You'd have to have the parking spots in there first.
Okay,
we're looking hard. Negative contact.
Looking hard.
Chance we can just go direct to Jaleb instead.
Yes, sir. Brickyard 4711, clear direct Jaleb.
Jaleb, Brickyard 4711.
Jaleb.
November 5, Juliet Papa, thanks for looking. I don't have any ADS-B data on them, so I'm not even sure if it's real targets, but you can contact Tower 119.1.
I'm going to finish this out here. So we've got path.
Thanks, 5 Juliet Papa.
Undo. That's not right. So select this one. One-click placing. It should take on the properties of what's already there.
9,000, but once you're past them, I'll have higher.
That one. That one. That one. Stretch it all the way down to
There, 64 Tango Zulu.
there.
9 or 1,000 for now. I have someone underflying you, and
there.
Lower.
Tango Zulu, I see the jet out my window.
There.
Roger.
There. I'm just making taxiway paths, not actually doing taxiway markings.
7 Zulu, thank you so much. Delta 27.
That's really just because all I really want to do is just
Thank you, climb 12000, L2755.
have some fun, you know. All I want to do.
Either, as you can see, descend and maintain 5,000.
For Tango Zulu, leaving 9 for 5.
Just define this as a taxiway. So these are all type taxis. And the path name is J. That's taxiway Juliet, everybody. Yay! And it goes down here into the cargo ramp where it just becomes a ramp path again. So why did I just do that? Well, I want to kind of connect some of these. Create a path between those. I want to split that.
November 240 Mike Hotel,
Select.
contact Charlotte approach 124.0.
Select.
Good day.
Split the path. Text Austin.
Blue Streak 53,
Austin's one of our
departure radar contact.
local
7,000 and turn left.
flight instructors who
Vector for your climb.
was one of my flight instructors as well. He's a good guy. He usually recognizes my voice. Probably he can tell by the way I'm talking to him. I recognize his voice first, I think, a lot of the times. So I'll make some sort of a wisecrack or something and be like, oh, I know who that is. All right, let's split that path. There we go. So that turn is in. This turn is not entirely important, but we want to have it in there anyway. Create a path, select the path, split the path.
2755, contact Atlanta Center 128.8. Good day.
Make these little curves here.
2755, see you.
Blue Streak 50, Blue Streak 53, 54, traffic 11
There
o'clock
we go.
and 6 miles. And northwest bound at 8,000 is a Mooney. I'll have higher on the other side.
All right, so we got the whole network here that's going to
4907 hotel traffic, Mr. 9 to 10 o'clock and 4 miles east
complete
is a regional
this
jet flying 7,000.
portion of the taxiway. Splitting the path, dragging it down. This part right here is part of Juliet 3. Which I'm going to split.
Kilo Bravo, Greensboro, departure squawk 5125.
This part here is still part of Kilo. Which I'm going to split.
All right, give me just a second.
Now, when we go to the debug in the options, go to airports, draw debug. We want to. What was the one that I wanted?
Brickyard 4711, clear visual approach, runway 23 left shorten, tower 19-1, good day.
Clear for the visual 23 left short, now over tower, good day, Brickyard 4711.
Blue Streak 5354, traffic no factor, climb, maintain 1-2000 and clear direct Genie.
1-2-12,000 direct, Gen A, Blue Streak 5354.
Gen A.
505, Kilo Bravo, what was
Maybe
your
that
limit?
wasn't what I wanted. Rendering, there we go. We want taxi names. Let's check to make sure all these little parts that are movement areas have names.
What's your on
Yep,
score setting
Juliet.
first?
Juliet, 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 Juliet. So it's just showing the name that's attached to every path. The ones on the ramp we don't want to have a name.
Climb and maintain 8,000 and stay altitude. November 5, Kilo Bravo, thank you so much. The altimeter is 29907.
So this is all just link, 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 link. Follow these to get to places. Tried to make it so that... Oh, actually, I have to do these as well. Create a path.
124.05. Have a great day.
Just leave it like that.
405, Blue Streak 5354, have a good one.
November 36, Papa.
So I can follow all these lines.
2.35. Take care.
3235, there, 2236 Papa.
Split that path. Make sure that there's a path here between these two as well. Okay. So, the dilemma is, what do we do with these shared gates? Let's see. MSFS. Multiple jetways for one gate. I want multiple gates for one jetway. How do we do that?
November 90177 Zulu, contact Roanoke, approach 126.9, and we'll see you.
26 for 772.
Just looking on the dev page now. So here's a guy talking about a gate without a jetway. I have still the issue when adding a gate without a jetway. There is an error and a red warning. Can Asobo add a no jetway option for the gates, or is the only solution to add a ramp GA parking for every gate without a jetway? The only way I found to do it is add a ramp GA compile. So this is what you have to do. So my understanding is you just have to have some other object there that's not a jetway, like stairs. And you can see the parking spot here that doesn't have, or the two parking spots that don't have any jetways. They do have stairs right next to them. So there's stairs in the area. Well, right there, I guess, the stairs, and there's a APU and stuff like that over here. Stairs right there. So these aren't really used for anything, so I don't really know if I even want to put them in there. But
November 4 Tango Zulu, contact Raleigh approach 125.3. Good day. 5.3.
Talking about buts.
You're welcome.
It's an option. This is difficult because this is, again, a really old picture that isn't going to have stuff in the right spot. The jetways are going to be in the right spot. One way or the other, the jetways shall be in the right spot. All right, we can go sim object. Oh, I see what it did there. What if I want to get one of those Airbuses? I cannot stand at these pushback cars, by the way. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. That didn't look like it worked right. Okay. So anyway, if the reason you want gate is to list it as a gate instead of a ramp in the world, and you can change the name field in the ramp property to gate. That's the answer. Oh, well, whatever. It's anticlimactic. Interesting. Okay. So we're doing pretty well here. Let's see. We want to keep going with the parking, I guess. I fear that some of our parking is getting a little too close together. They're going to start overlapping. But who cares? There we go. So we're going to add object, taxiway parking, gate, add. There we go. Very good. Around somewhere like that. A little rotation. Okay. What's up, man? Doing a little scenery stream.
Greensboro.
Yeah.
Getting her done. How's she looking, man?
It's looking real good. Real good. All right. So from here, I want to do taxiway point. How are you today?
Let me tune into your stream here. I'm working on that right now.
Just like there.
I'm doing good, man.
Have a good weekend. I haven't seen you in a couple days.
Yeah, I know. We've been missing each other. Well, you had to go back to work and all that.
True.
Oh my God, logging into my Twitch is a pain in the ass. Why do I have to do that?
Get a path there, and that links them. All right. Path will have a center line. The gate itself. Oops.
Snare 17 is offline.
On YouTube, man.
You're on YouTube. I forgot. Holy cow, dude. I totally forgot you moved over there, dude.
Funny. Oh, I didn't put a number yet.
Oh, look at this. Live.
This is number.
Is this you? I got you, buddy. Gotcha.
Nice, nice. Gate 31 alpha.
So now I'm watching you. All right, I got it.
Edit. Oh, what is this?
This is awesome, bro. Getting in there. There I am. Getting involved.
There he
chat,
is.
Bro.
There you are.
Getting involved.
Like and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Make sure. Let me make sure. I got you here, and then you can go. I've got some cool stuff on YouTube, bro. You should check my page out. You got a second.
All right, let's
Some
click.
cool stuff over there.
Let's go find King Macus.
Oh, you don't have to do it right this. See here.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Where's the button? I can't find it. How do I do this? All right, like.
Subbed.
I'm already subbed. I turned on notifications.
Oh, that's your music. You got a bunch of your music stuff on there. Very
Yes.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Some cool shit on there, man. Absolutely. Man, so how many people you got watching?
Just
you got a
few right
bunch
now.
of subscribers, bro.
Yeah,
Good
it's growing.
job.
We're growing.
Yeah. Very nice.
Building the empire, as I like to say.
Oh, you subbed to my channel. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I need to get to 50 so I can change the title. I didn't realize you need 100 subscribers before you can change your YouTube user ID. Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Until you can change the address, make it so like
the
it's
address.
youtube.com/snare17, which is
Correct,
way easier to link to than you know, like this weird like 10 character randomly generated thing.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Ooh, this airport's coming along, sir. We got a whole building here. Hold on. Oh, wait, this is just the picture texture thing.
Yeah, it's just the texture right now. I haven't actually done the building. I can make the building come back, though. I can do that pretty easily. Let's see. Let's do that.
Well, I was playing some with Tower and Coyote. I think they
saw that.
Get back on later. Yep. So, you're always welcome over there, as always.
All right, buildings are coming back in.
Have you tried to make a building yet?
Nope, that's the final step. I want to get this so that it uses all the default buildings, which I just had turned off right now.
Okay. Yeah.
But so it's gonna. So there's some building. There's the terminal building now. That comes in.
Oh, look at that car! Look at those cars. That's wild.
Yeah, it's messed up in this version right now. This is technically a beta version of the next update for this.
Gotcha.
So it's they drive sideways.
Look at.
See, they're all kind of screwy.
All right, look at Waymo better. It just loaded in. Okay. So you turn that on and off.
12,000 out of 3 direct to Genie for Piedmont 6231.
And then
What do you turn it off just so it renders faster?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So it's easier to draw stuff underneath it and everything if you don't have the buildings there at all.
Look at these motherfuckers.
Yeah, isn't that weird how they go sideways?
I love it. So glitched out.
Okay.
Cool, man. So what were you working on when I jumped in?
I'm setting parking spots for the airliners.
Okay. Respect.
Once I do that, then I could get it so that it's actually spawning in airplanes instead of just being empty. So yeah, I'm working on the taxiway structure of the airport so that the AI of the sim knows that, hey, there's a taxiway here and this is what it's called and stuff like that. So when the little AI airplanes move around, they actually go according to where you set your taxiways up.
Piedmont 6231 contact Washington
Just
Center.
defining the roads pretty much.
12405, good day, Piedmont 6231.
All right, let's do another one. think for this, I'm going to have to add some sort of an object. Yeah, so 31A wants an object. Let's add an object. Jetway gate name. Add a sim object. Don't have.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
There's no Jetway for this.
Bearing 731 out.
Let's turn that off.
Bearing 7318 Alpha, Greensboro approach, Greensboro altimeter 299.
Another sim object. Stairs.
Yo, you know what I've been watching a lot of lately, Snare?
What's that?
A lot of old kung fu movies, including Bruce Lee.
Nice.
Bruce Lee movies. Dude, the old kung fu movies are hilarious, bro. Have you ever watched them? The dubbed versions and shit? They're just so great.
Yeah,
I've just been getting Drunken Master is the last one I just watched.
Nice, very good.
It's so good, dude. And then there's like two different part 2. There's a part 2 of Drunken Master, so I gotta watch the part 2 now. Like sometimes the dubs are so bad, bro, I don't even know what they're saying.
Loader,
you know, because the
count,
English translation
power.
is just as bad as the whatever they added to the track, the dub. Like half the time I can't even figure out what they're saying. It's like, no, go up, no, go, like, you know, they'll say like weird verbs in the wrong places. Because English to Chinese to English is tough because I guess the way their language works. That's why not too many people learn Mandarin. Whole different language structure. It's funny to think about, man. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Totally different way of communication. I always like fear that I'll get stuck in a foreign country, bro, and just not be able to talk a lick of whatever dialect it is, and just like that's my like nightmare, is like getting stuck in France and not knowing any French whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Italy for that matter. It's like nightmare. You ever seen, there's a show actually, Locked Up Abroad, where people talk about where they just got locked up for basically, most of them for no reason, but some because they broke the law, and they got locked up in jail in places that, like, you know, you shouldn't, there's no reason you should be locked up in. Like Thailand, one girl had a little bag of weed, right?
Right.
And they threw her in this Thai jail, and it was so bad for her. Oh my God. And their court system is super slow, and like, you know, they're really hard on drugs, so it's really hard to get off of charges like that. And they don't take leniency on Americans. They actually go harder on Americans because they're like, fuck you for coming to our country and using drugs, you know. So it's really scary. Some of the stories on that show were just crazy, you know, getting stuck in a foreign country. This other guy got picked up by like South American guerrillas, dude, and held hostage.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, his story's crazy, bro. These are all true stories, man. Really crazy stories, some of them, where people just got caught up in foreign countries, and they really didn't speak too much of the language at all, you know. Enough to get by, some of them. But not all of them. Of course, all of them always said they learned something by the end of their ordeal.
Reno outer marker, I'll start 43.
Kind of forces you to learn it, you know. But man, that's got to be troublesome, trying to work your way through a language, only hearing it spoken.
Yeah, really.
No translator, you know.
Taxiway parking gate.
You only hope that there's some guy that speaks English, right? Like, just please have one person speak a little English.
I have not done much international travel, so that would be...
Yeah, you haven't?
No.
Not too much?
Not really at all.
Curious. That's kind of what I was going to segue into. Have you ever...
I want to.
Flown international.
We'll get there.
In this game, is there international airports?
Every airport in the world.
No way, the whole world is the map?
Yep.
No way. That's mind-boggling. So if you just took off right now, you could potentially just fly.
Oh yeah, you could go forever.
The world. Go forever. Does it force you to stop for fuel?
Oh, well, yeah.
Eventually, right? You
yes.
gotta... Okay.
I mean, I guess you could... If you wanted to, I guess you could just keep, like... You can manipulate it so that you have fuel, like...
Oh, you can?
While you're in the air, yeah.
Right, okay. So you don't crash or whatever, it saves you?
Exactly.
Okay.
6,000, All-Star 43.
They shouldn't have that. I wish they didn't have that, so people just had to plummet out of the sky if they failed on gas, dude, just like in PUBG. If you run out of gas, it's just, you're shit out of luck. Funny, man. You gotta teach me to fly, man. I don't know if I'll ever be able to.
I could do that.
What? Are you serious?
It's a learning curve, man.
Oh my god. I'd have to have the patience of a Buddhist monk probably to learn that.
You thought Sea of Thieves was hard. Oh.
Right. Right.
438, we'll be watching for that.
So is there like any skin system or in-game progression that you get?
In this? Not really.
Yeah,
no.
Not really, no. So you don't get points for doing anything really.
Not really. There are some like challenges, like landing challenges where you get scored on how well you land and stuff like that you can do. That's pretty cool, but there's not really a progression. I think there are like little badges and awards that you can get through Steam.
Okay.
I don't purposely go out of my way to try to do any of that, but they are available. I know that.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Greensboro departure here is 583 Pop Uniform, 1,300 climbing to 3,300 assigned.
Here's 583 Papa Uniform, Greensboro departure, radar contact, altitude restriction deleted, turn right on course.
Of course, altitude, our discretion to Pop Uniform.
I'm soloing on Dustin right now, bro. It's been a painful experience so far.
How'd your rounds go earlier? Getting chickens?
Yes, I got 2 with Pesky, dude.
Excellent.
2 with Pesky. Yup, that was fun, man. Killed it. And let me just keep an eye out for Tower too, because he said he was coming back. Do you mind hopping over to Animal Shelter?
Let me close my stream out here. I'm just about done with it.
Right,
Then
well,
I'll come. Then we can come play a couple.
Don't let me.
I do have to go back to work at 9:30, so I will be around for a little while.
Not even a big deal, bro. I don't want to interrupt your stream either.
Alpha has numbering. I don't know how these are going to layer.
All-Star 438, traffic no factor, descendant pilot.
It's even going to want to use all of these. I don't know.
The 3,000 All-Star 43, we didn't see him.
Roger.
This is going to be Alpha.
Okay, I'm in business.
Save. Okay. Jetway, add default sim object. Let's get right on in there.
I got you on the one screen, PUBG on the other, bro.
Perfect, as it should be.
Yup, dedicated.
All-Star 438 to report Winston-Salem Airport.
Oh my god, I got circle. I dropped in the ugliest location, bro.
The airport's in sight, All-Star 438.
Oh my goodness.
All-Star 438, clear visual approach runway 33, Winston Airport, contact Winston Tower 123.75. Good day.
Clear the visual runway 33, we'll get a hold of the tower, All-Star 438, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't remember those being there. Alright, now we can save safely. Let's go up here. Inspector. Actually, I want to make sure that I don't have... Turn off. There we go, that's better. Inspector. Looking good. I'd almost rather have this jetway go into this gate, but oh well. Okay, so let's do a build. One done, no failed, and we're all set. That's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We got a whole bunch of stuff done again. We went through some approach lighting. We did a little bit more work with the taxiway options. And we've been placing some more parking spots. So it's not a fast process. It takes time. Like all things that you want to do, you know, detail matters. So we're trying to get all this stuff just right. And I think it's coming out, starting to look pretty nice. We've got 3 jetways, 5 parking spots, 1 that's not connected yet. And we're moving right along. So thanks for watching today, guys. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll probably be back on tomorrow at some point, and we'll continue building this thing. We're getting close, everybody. I'll catch you later. See ya. Have a good night.
There's 3 Papa uniform exiting Class Charlie airspace to the north. Radar service terminated. Squawk VFR frequency change approved. Bearing 18 Alpha, contact Washington Center 124.05.